Welcome to VoddIT episode 4 and the ever-changing hairstyles of Henry.
Hello.
And Brian. Today we're going to be looking at a flipping video.
We're going to get highly strung with a rock band guitar.
We're going to look at robots that look like kitchen appliances.
And then we're going to go for a browse at zoomy.com.
So let's start with, how big is it?
So Brian, how big is it?
Well, it's around about this big. It's called the Mino Flip Video.
Why is it called the Flip Video?
I'll show you.
Oh, flip neck.
Yes, nice. Probably going to be banned on all airlines before long.
A lethal weapon, yes.
That's a dangerous little approach. But what this is the USB port that comes out. The idea is that this is very, very easy to use, this video camera, and so I'm going to use it now for you. Just tuck that back in. Press on.
Always helps.
And the little screen lights up, look. And what I worked out was that if you press this red button,
it just
does
automatically
starts recording. So I'm going to break the fourth wall and we're going to show this little bit of footage of our chats behind the scenes. Justin, that is, and Darren.
Exciting.
Pretty easy to use, isn't it? And then what you do is, because it's called the Flip Video, let's not forget,
you
can do this, plug it straight into your PC and everything just comes up automatically. I've done this. It's actually very, very easy to use.
Nice.
I also used it on the Mac. It came up very, very easily again. However, the codec was not around and I fiddled around with it for 10 minutes and then got bored. But I think it does work quite easily with a Mac, as long as you've got a codec with it. So this is a pretty useful device for taking very quick bits of video.
It, very good. So how much storage capacity do you get on there?
This one says 60 minutes. I think this is a 2 gig, but there's several versions of it available.
Okay, and how much would that set you back?
Well, this, as I say, this one's £75, and the ones with larger memories are slightly more expensive than that.
Brilliant.
I don't know how much more expensive,
Guess.
but I'm sure you could.
Or look it up on the web,
yes,
like we did.
Look it up for yourself. Absolutely right. So how big is it? It's about that big.
Lovely.
Being a curmudgeonly sort, I'm very much in the oh dear, the kids of today camp, and because of that, I'm not that keen on this guitar, am I, Henry? And I use the word inadvisedly. Well,
you don't like it, Brian, because I suppose it isn't a real guitar in your sense. But
no,
it is a guitar. Well, obviously it doesn't have any strings, but it does have buttons because it's for Rock Band 2 and also Rock Band 1. It's, as you can see, a bass guitar. It's got the old, you can do the old 2-finger bass, but you can also use it as a lead guitar, although it doesn't have a whammy bar, so you can't do those really, really fiddly solos. But you can do the little bit of, you know, Joe Satriani lead on there if you like. So it's for Rock Band and Rock Band 2 as well as Guitar Hero. As is this. Henry, tell us about this.
Well, obviously no band is complete without a singer, so you can sing along to the tracks while somebody else plays the guitar, somebody else plays lead, somebody else plays drums, and your own little home-based rock band. So and it's even got some nice pretty lights on it. Buttons, Brian. What's that for? They're for controlling the game, so you can navigate the menus and stuff. So lovely. There you go. Available from all good fake musical instrument shops. That's right, for about £50 each. Courtesy of Mad Cats. So the funny thing we'd like to talk about today is answering a problem, an age-old problem that I found with the internet. I say age-old, the internet's not that old really, is it? About 10 years. About 10 years. Zoomy.com, ZOOMI.com, answers a little issue that I've always had with browsing for books. You see, again, referring back to my earlier reference to me being a bit of an old curmudgeon, the thing about bookshops that I rather like is that you can stumble across things by accident, things that you wouldn't normally look at or read, isn't it, Henry? That's true. Yeah, difficult to do on the internet. It is, because you obviously go into a bookshop and they have the books laid out on tables and you go, oh, I've not seen that one before. You see the cover and it catches your eye, which obviously on the internet, unless you're looking for that particular book, despite maybe the sites like Amazon maybe having a few recommended books, you know, you might like this because you bought this sort of thing. Yes. You're never really going to do, are you? But that's taste profiling, isn't it? So it's still not really coming across things by accident that you wouldn't normally buy. That's true. However, Zoomy.com kind of answers that because it's a huge, basically it's a huge graphic file that you can zoom around, probably why it's called zooming. Yeah, it looks like bookshelves, doesn't it? You can whiz up and down and pick out a book that you think, oh, that looks interesting, wonder what that's about. Exactly. So you drag with your mouse to go across and you zoom in with your little scroll wheel on your mouse, and it gives a little bit of an impression of being able to come across things by accident. Yeah, it's a good idea. It is, and it's all based on Amazon's book catalogue. Yes, anyway. That's right. But I think the only version we've seen so far is based in Canada. Is that right, Brian? Yes, it is. So unless you happen to be in Canada, or lucky enough to be in Canada, you know, you can't use it quite yet. So hopefully it'll come over here. Any thoughts? Do you know anything more than that? No, we do hope it will come over here. But it does actually show that there are technology solutions to some of the things you miss about doing things in the real world.
That's true. Did you get any of those sort of funny men hanging around in the corners at the back of the shop like you get in bookshops?
No, and there's not the smell of bacon either, which I also like in bookshops if it's all possible. So that brings us to the end of episode 4 of VoddIT. Thank you for your stories, Henry.
You're welcome, Brian.
As always, informative and fascinating. Of course, we always like to end with a song. So let's do that now. 3, 2, 1.